Hi, my name's Chase, I'm from Element Elite, and I'd like to teach you how to jump on a fit ball. So I'm going to start teaching you basically from a very basic level, and we'll go through to a more advanced level of actually jumping onto the ball. So to start with, you're going to make sure that you can sit on the ball to start with. Sit on the ball. If you can sit there, get your feet a little bit closer together and just sit there like that. So if you can get a good balance while you're sitting there, try lifting one leg off the ball, off the ground. If you can do that, hold that for about 10 seconds. If you can hold that nice and stable without moving around too much, then try your other leg. If you can do that, let's move on. Okay, from there, we're going to try kneeling on the ball on all fours. So, to start with, you want to get your knees on the ball here. So, get your knees in contact with the ball, with your hands, nice and evenly spaced apart there, and basically, very slowly, you're just going to roll onto the ball. So, really slowly, rolling onto the ball. And everything you're going to do here, you're going to do very slowly. So any sudden movements, that's when usually you get into problems. So everything nice and slow. When you're on the ball like that, the wider your knees are here, the easier it will be. So if you get your knees out a little bit wider, that will be easier. As you get a little better, you can bring your knees a little bit closer, and that should just make it that little bit harder. So if you can do that comfortably for about 10 seconds without falling off or without losing your balance too much, then we can move on. Okay, go from there, bring your hands a little bit closer together. If you can do that, try lifting one hand off the ball. If you can do that, try the other hand. Okay, and if you can do that, we're going to try and lift both hands off the ball. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to actually roll the ball forward a little bit and try and get that centre of balance where your legs are here. So you can keep your hands on the ball there, get your balance there, get used to it, and as you're ready, slowly lift your hands off the ball. You'll find this easier, again, like I said before, everything very slowly. So move your body up nice and slowly on the ball like that, and you're kneeling on the ball. Now I'll just give you a demonstration of a way to progress to that. So kneeling on the ball there, you'll find if you actually roll yourself forward a little bit further, you can sort of hook those feet onto the back of the ball there. So if you stand there with if you kneel there with your feet on the back of the ball, that can actually make it a little bit easier. Once that becomes a bit easier, you can roll yourself back so that you're basically a straight line from your shoulders all the way down to your knees, kneeling the ball like that. Okay, if that's not a problem, we've got to get you to standing on the ball. So, to start with, hands on the ball there, one foot up on the ball, and what we're going to do is we're going to bounce this other foot up onto the ball here as well. So this is probably going to be the most tricky so far. So basically what you want to do, get your hands on here, feel what the ball's going to do, feel that, you know, if you put pressure there, it's going to want to roll that way. So try and get a bit more pressure on this hand here. And what we're going to do is quickly get this foot onto the ball. So 1, 2, 3, jumping onto the ball there. Okay, once you're on there, it's pretty easy to move on from here. Again, try and hold this for about 10 seconds before you do. So if you can get to that level there, try and basically move your weight forward a bit so you're not really relying on your hands too much. And then slowly take your hands off the ball. Once you're there, standing up on the ball like that. Okay, the hardest part of this probably, well, there's a few hard parts about this, but basically you find your adductors get quite tight, so you're constantly trying to push the ball in here like this. So hold yourself there, try and get your balance there, and if you can hold that for about a minute, you should be ready to move on. So get used to that. Don't rush yourself from this point here. You want to be able to be pretty good at standing on the ball before you go into jumping on the ball. So make sure you can stand on the ball. Once you're standing there, you can, you know, to pass the time, watch a bit of TV, talk to some people, show off, you know. Once you're used to that, actually before you jump on the ball, we might even try sort of doing a squat. So when you're on the ball there, basically going down, get yourself down and up again. So try a few things like this so that you feel a bit more confident on the ball. And once you are, we'll move on to standing on the ball. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure that ball's nice and stable. So you'll usually find when you put the ball down, it'll want to roll away. So find a good spot that it's not going to roll away, and find a good spot that there's nothing around you that you're going to hit. So if you do come off the ball, you want to make sure that you've got a nice safe area around you. So something soft, no walls, no balconies, no walls. Just a nice clean area there. The other thing you want to do is make sure that the ball you're using is a burst resistant ball. So this is a pretty decent ball here. Some of those flimsy balls you can get aren't burst resistant, so if they do pop, say you roll into a nail or something like that, they're not going to explode. This will just sort of deflate slowly, so you're not going to not going to hurt yourself as much as you would with one of those balls. So, jumping on the ball, get the ball stable, and first of all, basically you want to jump onto the ball and aim to fail, basically. Don't expect to do it your first time. So jumping on the ball, I'm just going to jump up, get my feet fairly wide here, and just expect to kind of slide off the side. So my goal is to jump up and slide off the side. So we'll give that a go. Okay, sliding off the side. Okay, definitely try this a few times and make sure that there's plenty of room around you. Okay, when you're ready to do it, make sure that that ball's stable. The other thing too, if you've got one of these balls with the lines on it, try and get those lines going sort of front to back here. That way your feet have got a little bit more to grip on. Okay, jumping on the ball. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're on the ball.